we don't want to admit that we are not Disney princesses. I mean, that's really the cause of the world's problems. What's up, guys? It's Devin Harrington, the average Gen Xer, and welcome back to my channel. You know, a lot of women who choose to not have children do so partly because they don't want to ruin their body with pregnancy, labor, and delivery. And this is a perfectly valid reason. I mean, you don't even need a reason to decide not to have children. But certainly if you are female, the thought of all the things that can go wrong during pregnancy, labor, and delivery are pretty terrifying if you educate yourself, which is why even today, it seems most women don't educate themselves about what can happen. And if you've ever watched any of my regretful parents' Reddit reactions, you know that every other person says, no one told me this. No one told me it was going to be like this. No one told me this could happen. People, come on. You can literally ask Google any fucking thing and it will give you an answer. So why anyone is uninformed about the dangers of childbirth nowadays is beyond me. But one of what society considers minor dangers is irreparable damage to a woman's body that causes chronic pain and discomfort off and on sometimes chronically for the rest of your life. And that is a damn good reason not to have children. It's certainly one of my reasons, one of many, many, many reasons I chose not to have kids. So let's check out some posts and see what these Redditors have to say. But first, on every video on this channel, I take a moment to encourage all animal lovers out there, please consider fostering or volunteering on site for a little bit of time every week at your local animal shelter or rescue. And this little girl is Ella, and she is my current foster. And she is full grown. She's small. She's only about 15 pounds, maybe. She was one of 50 dogs, 50 dogs, seized in a hoarding case. And she was the most traumatized. But as you can see, I got her on camera last week for the first time, and she's a little bit more relaxed today. So she's coming along little by little. So if you love animals, please consider doing your little part to help save the world. Do it for the animals. Thanks. Okay, first post is actually from the subreddit One and Done. It's by user Crafty Ambassador. I feel like childbirth has ruined my life. I don't like being extreme, but I honestly feel I am never going to heal or sit properly ever again. Oh, gosh. I just relearned to walk, and I've had awful bowel issues and stinging and itching down there recently. I just don't understand how some people give birth and walk out fine. And they do it over and over again. I mean, I'm all caught up in this latest Duggar scandal with the Joseph Duggar getting arrested and then his wife getting arrested. But I always look at that mom, Michelle, and think, what if she wasn't the kind of woman who could just have kid after kid after kid? And I mean, really doesn't seem to do much damage to her. She's not overweight and she doesn't seem disabled. And I mean, she never talks about anything unpleasant happening during a childbirth that I've heard of. So, but not everybody is like that, obviously. In fact, I would venture to say most women are not like that. She goes on. It's been over 3 months. Wow. Okay, so we're 3 months postpartum, and she's still not able to sit properly and feels like she's not going to heal. 3 months. And think of all the women whose husbands start harassing them for sex like a week after the baby's born. I mean, maybe that happens less nowadays, but I just can't help but think of my grandmother who had 8 kids. 6 of them lived. But my mom said my grandfather was a sex addict and that he would come home on his lunch to have sex with my grandmother, and you were not allowed to refuse your husband back then. So I just, my heart goes out to women across history who have had to deal with this. It's just unbelievable. Okay, moving on. She goes on. It's been over 3 months, and every time I think I am healing, I end up bedridden again. This period has messed me up recently, too. I don't regret baby girl. I love her. But all I've known all her entire life is pain. I'm so angry and hurt. When I try and pick her up, I experience all sorts of physical pains. I just want to be her mother. Yeah. Well, she wants to be the mother that she daydreamed about being. She wants to be the mother that TV and movies and the social media have shown her what a mother is. And that's just not reality. She's living reality, the reality that so many women have. 3 months later, and you're still not healed? What, you think that's uncommon? I had an ectopic pregnancy when I was in my late 20s and had to have full on surgery. It was too damaged and too far along to do laparoscopically. And so I have a C-section scar still. And man, I remember just from that one scar, I had to walk around with a pillow held to my belly. I mean, for months and months and months. Like I really got emotionally attached to that little pillow. And I could feel that scar, would itch for years. It itched, and I would feel something pull in it. I mean, it really does take years and years to heal fully from something. And just think, we're talking about your hoo ha. I mean, these women go through hell to bring children into the world. And then this is the thanks they get. Oh, this is just such injustice. She goes on, I've never cried so much in all my life. Why can't I just have the chance to bond with her? I'm trying. I really am. Just why? Why put me or us through this hell? Yeah, see, I want to reach out to women throughout history and say, how could you go through this? I mean, think of it throughout history. No painkillers, no epidural, no nothing. I mean, think of all the women who give birth like out on the tundra or in the desert. I just could never do it. Never do it. I'm glad that I knew that right out the gate and stuck to my guns. But, for women like this who really want a child and just desperately want to nurture and be a mom, and she can't think of anything else except this pain in her crotch, and it's probably going to be like that for quite some time. It's terrible. It's just so wrong. And she put an edit here. It's been 133 days since I gave birth, and holy fuck, I can sit down. I can poo without glass up my rear end. I can sit without stinging. I can walk without looking like I crapped myself. I want to kiss the floor and cry. Wow, man, that was a long, dark tunnel. Well, I'm glad that she did heal. So that's like 4.5 months it took her to heal. And I mean, that's not to say that she'd be okay to have sex. But I am haunted by all of the women who just have felt like they had to give it up to their husbands after giving birth. Ugh. Okay, the comments on this post. Funfetti Forever said, I'm so sorry you're experiencing all these changes after giving birth. Many women have complications after pregnancy and childbirth, but lots of people don't talk about it. That's right. Women have always been ashamed because they think that they're supposed to be the Disney princess that has a perfect pregnancy and is a perfect cute little pregnant woman and then has a perfect lovely flowers and unicorns delivery and then is there holding the baby with the happiest, most loving, true love look on her face. And that is not reality. And that's okay that that's not reality. But what the fuck, people? There are too many people on social media even just saying no one told me. Why didn't the older women in my life talk about this? And it's because of shame. We don't want to admit that we are not Disney princesses. I mean, that's really the cause of the world's problems. Okay, depending on what problems you're experiencing, you should get in touch with a physical therapist who specializes in pelvic floor disorders and or gastroenterologist or colon and rectal surgeon. I also felt like I wouldn't ever feel back to normal, but after I saw a pelvic floor therapist and colorectal specialist, I'm feeling like myself again. Things are different from before pregnancy and childbirth, but I'm no longer in pain or discomfort. Healing wasn't fast, but give it time and it will happen. Yeah, that's a bummer, isn't it? Healing always takes longer than you think it should. The body is on its own time frame. Someone who deleted their account said, "I'm sorry you are experiencing this. It doesn't go okay for everyone. I had an emergency C-section with every possible complication. It sucks and it will get better." True. This person, Sprizzle06, says pelvic floor physical therapy changed my life. It took me a year, but I can sit, stand, jump, jog, keep up with my now toddler. I had an emergency C-section in 2019, emergency cholecystectomy in 2020, endometriosis, laparoscopy, and a variety of other surgeries while I was under in 2021. My God, this poor woman. I know how broken you feel right now. I had to relearn how to walk every single time. I'm here to tell you that there is hope. It will take time and effort, but it will be so worth it. You are not broken. Yes, Esther Island said pelvic floor therapy is very effective. It does take patience and carving out the time to do the exercises, but it's very worth it. I could not agree more. I have my own insane, lifelong chronic pain story that I think I made a video about before. Check it out. And pelvic floor physical therapy was the fix for me after decades of dealing with the American medical system when I had chronic pain. Not fun. So yeah, and I've said a million times on this channel, I'm not sure, 100% sure about this, but I'm pretty sure that every woman who gives birth in France automatically goes to a pelvic floor PT. Of course you would. You know, if you had surgery on your knee, you would go to a PT, any kind of surgery. But here, you know, women just give birth and it's like you're lucky if they sew you up straight, you know? Okay, next up is a recent post from the Regretful Parents sub. It's by user Kanga and Pooh, titled "A Child Ruined My Life, Body, and Mind." Venting, no advice. Prior to having a baby, I was an accomplished scientist, an athlete, a social butterfly, and I had a banging body. I had a dog who was my adorable sidekick. I spoke multiple languages fluently. I had many diverse interests and hobbies. Sounds like the perfect life to me. I traveled multiple times a year, and I always had a packed social schedule. Pregnancy was fraught with complications, and I had to stop all my physical activities. I was constantly drained and sleeping. Depression set in. All my copings were thrown out the window. I found out I was having a girl, and I never wanted one. Oh dear. I wasn't exactly sold on having kids, but having a girl was a fear because of my own mother's abuse, tainting the idea of a mother-daughter relationship. Yikes. A few weeks after the baby was born, all texts checking in stopped. That's right. The village only exists until the baby's born. People soft offered to visit, to help, or even drop off a meal, and all of that was fake. Yeah, people just say that now because they feel like they have to say it. It's tradition to stop by and help. You got to be that village, but it's like people pay lip service to it. They don't actually want to do it, at least according to many of the people on the Regretful Parents sub. I guess sharing that the baby was not well or was sick was a mistake, and I should have put on a fake face and lied about how motherhood is so perfect and how the baby is so cute. The baby started having feeding issues, actual diagnosed medical issues, and not gaining weight. She's small for her age, and she still feeds every 2 hours. Because of her medical issues, every 2-hour block is spent feeding her or consoling her, and there's maybe a 15-minute cat nap in there. She doesn't sleep. She screams, she fusses, and it's an endless nightmare. Damn. I was thinking about that right before I made this video. I just flopped on my bed and was doom scrolling randomly. And I thought, man, I take this so for granted. Like, there are so many people on this subreddit that would just love to be able to lie down and have a dog next to you and enjoy the peace and quiet while you doom scroll. My poor dog is starved for attention and love. I hate that, which I cannot give to her because my hands are constantly busy. I'm lucky if I can poop in peace. Sometimes I poop with the baby in my hands because she's so inconsolable, and her cries bring on vomiting spells that projectile all over the carpet, her clothes and my clothes. All my time is spent keeping her fed and calm. I mean, is that normal to be crying so hard that you start puking on the regular? Calmness may only be a few minutes per day. The rest of her day is spent screaming and vomiting. Oh, no. I mean, the calmness may only be a few minutes per day. The rest of her day is spent screaming and vomiting. That should be a billboard for expectant mothers. All advice about swaddles, swaying, shushing, calm music, etc. does not work on her. She's like a little demon. She's the incarnation of the curse my own mother gave to me. Oh no. That I will have a daughter and that she will make my life a living hell. Living hell is an understatement. This was a huge mistake. Having kids is the one action in life that you cannot undo. I mean, bar unaliving someone, you cannot undo having kids. Even if you don't keep the kids, even if you never have to deal with the kids, you are never the person you were before you had kids. And a lot of women find that it's not at all what they thought it was going to be because they listened to society and Disney and let themselves believe that it's just going to be sitting around looking gorgeous and having the baby in your arms and looking so glowy and maternal. That's not reality. I want to die. I just dream about falling asleep because I'm so sleep deprived. But then I also dream about never waking back up. Yes, I am in therapy, and yes, I am seeing a psychiatrist. No, I don't have the means to fix this or get some respite. The baby is in medical treatment and under constant medical supervision due to her slow growth. I don't have the money to hire a babysitter because the baby's medical costs are exorbitant. I get help maybe once a week, if that, for a few hours, from a well-meaning family member who will come over, make a mess in the house as they help, and then get to leave this hellhole where I am left alone with the screams. The baby's father tries to help after work, but our relationship is now ruined. All we do is talk about the baby's medical issues, and we don't have time for ourselves. There is no love, no affection, no snuggles, no sex. I cannot believe how often that exact sentiment is expressed on this subreddit, Regretful Parents. There's so many people that were under the impression that having a baby was going to make their partner love them more and everything was going to be happily ever after. And bringing a baby into any situation is going to make the bad worse. I mean, there is no making what's bad in your life good by having a baby. Comments on this one. Aggressive Staff 982 said, people don't really talk about the realities of having a baby and what it does to a woman's body. They also don't talk about what happens to the people in your life after you have a baby. Sorry you're going through this, OP. I think people have to start talking about these things. Hell yes. Usually when I hear someone talking about having a baby, it's usually done in a joking, oh, it's horrible, you'll get no sleep way, and not a shit, my life is turned upside down and I have zero support type of way. And that is unfortunately still true. I mean, if you saw one of your coworkers or, another acquaintance somewhere with their new baby and said, oh, how's it going? If they say anything other than the jokey, I'm so sleep deprived and, oh, it's the greatest thing in the world, like nothing else is acceptable. If the woman said, I'm in agony and I'm in pain and I'm sleep deprived and I hate this and I made a huge mistake, what do you say to that? People don't tell you the truth. because we don't want to feel awkward. God forbid we feel awkward. Witch Basil said, because that's not the case for everyone. For some people, it really does just go fine. But just because you see other high functioning, successful couples breeze through parenting doesn't mean you will. For example, sounds like OP has serious childhood trauma and a lifestyle that maybe doesn't leave a lot of room for kids. And the OP responded, I do wish people were more real about all this. Thank you. For fuck's sake, we're talking about this thing that everyone is told their whole life has to be geared toward, and that if you don't want to have kids, there's something wrong with you. And now we're at the point in late stage capitalism where, at least in the States, they're doing just about anything to try and get people to have more babies because we need wage slaves. And we need women to be held down, and don't get me started. But the bottom line is that, yes, some people do just breeze through pregnancy and delivery like it's no big deal. And they end up with 19 kids and counting. But for a lot of people, it's not that way. And I would say for most women, it's not that way. And finally, from the subreddit Beyond the Bump, this is by user Red Kent Tixon, titled, Has Pregnancy Ruined Anybody Else's Body? So my twins are 15 months old, and in those 15 months of cherishing them, I have been back and forth to the doctors countless times for a number of different things. I think being pregnant with them well and truly destroyed my body. From non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is mostly my fault, but still, to rheumatoid arthritis, to low testosterone levels, which the doctor is completely baffled by because they don't know what's causing it, to anemia, to carpal tunnel syndrome, and to possible Raynaud's syndrome. All of these issues were non-existent before pregnancy. Does anybody else have a similar experience? Editing to add sciatica. My God, the sciatica is horrendous. All of this crap from being pregnant with twins, and sciatica is when the sciatic nerve, which runs essentially down the back of your leg, is pinched by your piriformis muscle generally, and that causes like numbness, tingling, pain down the back of your leg. I mean, it could be fixed by a good massage therapist. But yeah, sciatica is awful. There's no reason for this woman to be in this horrible shape. Now, I know she cherishes her children. She wanted them, so good for her. But the human body, if a woman's body was made to have kids, like this woman would not be having all these issues. It's too bad that like women who can easily just pop out kids one after the other like it's no big deal, like you need a certain birthmark or some way to tell, like, these are the women that are, really fertile and really will have an easy time having children. And that way only those women can have kids. What the hell am I talking about, really? Oh my God. Okay. Professional Bus said, oh no. Anal Fissure Club, rise up. Beanie Baby Beans, chronic hemorrhoids for me. Ice Individual, so many people told me they just go away after birth. Girl, it's been 4 years. These fuckers are here to stay. Yeah, I've heard of women getting hemorrhoids from being pregnant. It's just another delightful symptom. And they say, you're taught that they go away after the baby is born, which they do not. Lego Doom, my sister said pregnancy, quote, remapped her anus. And I still can't stop laughing because that's hilarious and accurate. Oh my God. Anna P12355, LOL, in 3rd degree tear. Oh no. Look up 3rd and 4th degree tears. Look up 1st degree tears because they're talking about vaginal tearing from pushing a baby through there. The Village Shrew, I have found my people. Beanie Baby Beans, I've accepted that they are just part of me now. Wow. Yeah, that's what else can you do? If you wanted those kids, this is what comes with it in this modern day, in the 21st century. It's really terrible. Like, that gives you a sense of how women are not treated equally to men, even in medicine. Don't get me started on that. So, yeah, you just have to accept that this is what it is. You can never go back to the person or the body you were before you had kids. There's always going to be reminders there, unless you are literally superhuman. I did give a massage once to a woman who looked like she was made out of, like, molded in heavy plastic. I mean, she just was perfect. No cellulite, just not a mark on her, just gorgeous, perfect body, great muscle tone, beautiful skin. And she had 6 children, and she had never worked out in her life. She was just a freak of nature who happened to have a very easy time maintaining her weight and a very easy time going through pregnancy and labor and delivery. I mean, she was that unicorn, you know? But that's a unicorn. That person is one in a million among women. And the rest of us have had this horror to contend with. Well, that's what I have for you today, guys. So let me hear your stories. Let me hear your thoughts. Do you, or have you experienced anything like this during giving birth? Have you had an easy time giving birth if you have given birth? Is the ruination of your body a factor in why you chose to be child free if you are? Just let me know your thoughts in the comments. And this channel just passed 3,000 subs, which just makes me so happy. I'm so proud of that. It's just a little bitty channel, but we keep plugging along. So thank you to everyone who made that happen. And thank you for stopping by to hear me talk shit on the internet. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.